not Lucy's house, then what? Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Lucy Chambusha, and I am the founder of Lucy's Pretty House. Beautiful hair and pretty faces are some of the things that make females feel good about themselves. They enhance their feminine side. I have noticed a problem of scarcity of beauty technicians in my community. Women of my community must go to town to get their hair and faces done, and this attracts transport costs. And it brings a financial strain on the rural community. The consequences of this is the non-affordability of these services, which leads to low-quality services that can harm their hair and faces. I have counted an average of 150 females who need to do their hair and makeup, and I can only manage to work on 85 people a month. And the remaining 65 people must take a taxi to town, which means I lose those clients for that month. At Lucy's Beauty House, we offer a solution of quality and affordable hair and makeup services for the enhancement of the femininity of the dressing of the rural women. We boost their confidence and make them have the equipping of young people in the beauty industry is still a gap that needs to be addressed. My business offers non-available services in the rural community. Bringing of beauty enhancement from town to the rural community is what makes my business stand out. Quality yet affordable beauty services in the doorstep of the rural community. Rural women, that's our main target. We generate the business revenue through hairdressing and makeup services. Please note, we do not sell extensions. In the hairdressing sector, prices range from 80 rand to 300 rand. And in the makeup sectors, prices range from 100 rand to 250 rand. Right? Thank you. As mentioned above, this is made to empower females. I employed 2 rural women to assist me. And in order to keep the environment in its safe state and avoiding to litter, I keep a dustbin in my workspace to collect the disposable consumables so that they do not impose danger to the flora and the fauna. I encourage clients to come back and unbraid their hair because we collect the loose hair residual and deposit it in the municipal dump site in opportune time. Lucy's Beauty House, a house of beauty enhancement and confidence booster to the rural community. Thank
you. Covered all of the points that we are touching on. My only disappointment is you don't use the opportunity you are given to show visuals. It always has sometimes a negative impact because you don't have a visual depiction of what you're saying.
Thank you so much for this one. Perhaps a quick one to say what is your ask or why are you preaching to us and what do you intend with that?
Okay. The reason why I'm preaching entrepreneur funding is because I need funding. Since I mentioned, I come from a rural area. Israel is as so then, workspace is too small, so I need to expand from where I am.
Okay, just a comment. Maybe next time or going forward, it's important for you to mention what do you require, how much is it, and also quantify to say if you want 30 rents, how much is going to go to the structure, how much is going to go in buying your consumables, how much is going to go in your facility, so that it's clear without us having to ask them. Because just saying you want funding, someone could be sitting here as an investor saying that they have the funding, but if you are not sure how much is it, then it makes it difficult for them to even determine that they can give you the funding or not. Thank you so much.
Tsemane campus with the most safest and prettiest, of course, place. The reason I started this business is because I noticed that at Tsemane campus we do not have a residence. Students at Tsemane campus have to stay in households that are not of good quality. As a result, they are targets of robberies and electrical problems, as you know, there is what is called in Germany. So the solution to my problem is to build flats that are closer to the campus, safer for the students, well guarded, and to have someone that's going to be there to guide the students. As you can see from my presentation, it's got the unique, most modern design ever seen. Because why not? It's 2023 after all. So each and every business has got its strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. But I've got only a few. Mine, the strength, it is closer and it is relevant for any student. The weaknesses, not every student unfortunately can stay in my place. Opportunities, the market is growing every day. Why not do something for a change? Something that's going to benefit everyone. And the threats, negative publicity, as always. The advantages of having such a business is that we never run out of tenants. Everyone wants to rent. We can't run away from home and be independent. And disadvantages, you have to be a hands-on landlord, eat there 24/7. Each room, which has cost a lousy amount of 650, and in each room you've got 2 students. And with the 10 rooms, why not just make yourself a nice profit of 30,000 per month? Costs as always. We've got costs that are going to cost up to 6,800. I wish I had a different way of doing things, but unfortunately, we live in a world that's got costs of all. And the profits that I'm going to make, it's going to be a sum of 6,200. I'm not running at a loss after all. How does my business benefit or contribute to the society? It will decrease the crime rate in Tsemane, it will keep students safe, and they will have access to Wi-Fi and the best place ever. How does it contribute to the environment? It's got septic tanks. We'll try to have solar power so that
thank you so much for one. In the event we would not secure a land nearby the campus, what other alternatives are you looking at? Thank you so much.
thank you for the question. We're currently located on the sector land close by. I'll try to introduce transport so that they are transported to school just to keep them safe. Safety is not everybody's.
Good morning. You mentioned that there's an issue of crime. One of the slides also mentioned that by giving your premises that there is crime. How is that going to work?
Thank you for the question. I'll have to hire someone who's going to guide the students and patrol the premises so that we eliminate anyone breaking in. That's not easy. Can't stop crime, but we can prevent it. Thank you.
They break their bones and back for quality education, and indeed it is served to a child. But through it all, through those silver platters of education served, it all ends up in a one place, which is this. How bad is this? This is a story of an African child. Ladies and gentlemen, I present African child. With that being said, don't we know through it all? Aren't we supposed to differentiate schools with infrastructures, not quality education? With that being said, without education, it leads to poverty. With that burden on children, it leads to dropouts. And in numerous researches, parents limited access to their children's school. And for students and also teachers not being fully committed. So with that, the business solution, the master plan. On our right side, that is the current situation, but that is not the right way. We need the left-hand side, where there's a student, a teacher, and also a parent. So the main plan is to create a connection between a parent and a teacher, so that a parent can know the daily basis of a child's schoolwork, so that a child, when she is or he is in her time, a parent can help. In that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it may be that the parent is physically not there. They are socially or they are virtually, but to a child, it feels as if they are there through it all. To a child, this app, it is a study material collection, but to a parent, it is a platform that they get to know their child's day-to-day school progress. To a teacher, it is a platform of communicating with a parent and also uploading important schoolwork. Ladies and gentlemen, the goal with this, it is to take something from someone that they don't mind giving away. Who minds buying a 10 Rand a day? That's not enough, right? Now, just imagine a person paying a subscription fee of just 10 Rands. In the basic education system, we have 67,000 teachers registered. We have about 2.6 million of students, and also parents that are above 3.3 million. So just imagine the amounts we are talking about monthly. So if you multiply those numbers by only 10 Rands each person, this is the revenue that we'll be starting with. And also we'll be having that they will be downloading on online, so get royalties. And also they'll be using online, so there'll be online visits. Our target market will be the teachers, the parents, the students. As I mentioned, that this is their purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you to a world of imagination. Imagine a child with a mental stability, access to better education care, job creation, education opportunities served in silver platters. Ladies and gentlemen, advancing the youth in technology, aren't we developing after all?
So first thing first, I must commend you for your presentation style. You caught our attention from the first minute, from the first second basically. But it took you 1 minute 50 seconds to tell us that your business is an app-based business. And by that time you haven't even told us what the business does and what the business is. It's only in the last minute that you are starting to get into the business. As a result, it's even difficult to score you. Remember, you have 3 minutes to tell us what the problem is, what the solution is, and what you want from potential investors to assist with the business growth or the starting of the business. So, whilst your energy is good, but you missed the point in terms of giving us the information that we need so that we can score you.
I cannot agree any further. I too have not started scoring because I was unsure we dealing with the education itself in terms of veteran education and how we should go.
Good day, my name is Asirina Pendu and I'm presenting Pendu's Grand Mobile Showers. We refresh and we recharge. I'm sure many of you in this room know how frustrating it is being a host, wanting to be hospitable to your guests but not being able to because you have no access to the showering facilities. And we are here to solve that problem. Getting a warm bath at the end of the day or even before the day is an underestimated need that you can barely survive without. That is why these showers are in great demand in our province. Also for the homeless people around our communities, keeping clean is an impossible challenge for them. But don't worry, because Pendu's Grand Mobile Showers is here to champion that. With the added benefit of being mobile, we'll be able to meet our customers in their places of inconvenience, be it cultural events, funerals, etc. Our vision is to be a professionally managed entity that exceeds our customer expectation and promotes good hygiene through our social campaign, which is Free Shower for the Needy. And we'll do that through our monitoring and inspection and also quality assurance. Our target market is displayed on the screen, and we are targeting to rent out our services to the local construction companies, to the recreation companies, and also to the event venues. And we are planning to attract these customers through the word of mouth, social media, and other marketing tools. The only alternative our market has now is to book an Airbnb for a short space of time, which costs a lot more than our services. And we're so unique because we bring our services right at your doorstep. And hygiene is our #1 priority. Our showers will have solar geysers to warm the water so that you get your steamy shower, and also we'll have septic tanks so that we store the used water, which will later be used as a grey water harvesting, which turns used water into a safe production service in times of drought. And also we'll use that water for irrigation. We'll need a total of 145,564 rands to start the business. And by the end of the year, of our first year operating, we will have a profit, a total of 144,000 rands. And we're also promoting social accommodation, social impact to society by that free mobile shower. So we're giving back to the community. That brings us to the end of our presentation.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I just have one question to say, how are you going to ensure the safety, security, as well as the privacy of the users whilst they are taking the shower?
Thank you, sir. We are going to use family activation trips before or when we are hired at that community, so that we go and check how we are going to secure it. But we'll have locks, inner locks, for when you are inside you'll be able to look. And I'll be around to monitor and make sure that
I'm not sure if I missed it, but in the presentation you have a visual that seems to suggest that you are targeting rural places. But you also mentioned homeless people. So where are you actually targeting in terms of location and what are the numbers of people like that?
I'm targeting to hire up my services throughout the province. But for the homeless, it's just to give back to the community. It will just appear randomly. It's not an everyday thing, but it will be random just to give
We are going to put Bill Gates out of business one day. Now you're probably wondering how. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Zigela Zwaiba, the co-founder of NEFCO, and I am going to tell you how we are thriving to take over the software development industry. See, it all started like this. I was sitting under an apple tree one day, just like Isaac Newton. An apple fell on my head, and suddenly I realized that 80% of SMMEs, public and private schools around my community, don't have website portfolios to enable them to tap into a global market. Then 80% of Android owners don't have games on their phones due to the large memory of games. And then we have this 80% of computer owners who throw away their computers after malfunctioning because they don't know where to get it fixed. That's when I decided to put together the perfect team to address this issue. I, the software developer, an electrical engineer, and then we found a marketing engineer to help us market the business. We began doing house visits to SMMEs, public and private schools, pitching the idea of us developing websites in order to help their businesses to tap into a global market. We started doing our game designing, lower memory games to address the issue of the energy crisis. We are also developing our own operating software for an Android phone, which we will later sell to phone manufacturers. And we also do a day-to-day computer repairing services. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the CAGR for our industry, which is estimated at $8 billion by the year of 2028, proving that we have a growing market in this industry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our revenue model is solely on the fact that we provide services. For the computer program or for the computer repairs, we charge any amount between 450 rands to 1,200 rands. Then we have these games, which we find almost like the Google Play Store, which pays us $1,000 for 100,000 downloads. And we also put adverts into our games, which helps us to earn 7 rand for each advert that was viewed. And then for the operating software, we charge any amount between $200,000 to $300,000, and we'll also offer subscription services that will offer continuous software update and technical support that will ensure that our tech stays at the forefront of business innovators. Our competitive advantage is in the nature of our business that we provide reliable and quality software solutions. We benefit our community positively because we have every intention of employing close to 20,000 employees from our community within the period of the next 10 years. We are very environmental responsible because we will recycle.
Good afternoon, Vigela, and thank you so much. Mine is just to quickly check what strategies do you have in place in ensuring the security and the privacy of the sensitive data of your client. Thank you so much.
Esteemed Judge, thank you very much for your question, which offers me an opportunity to clarify further. So we look at, when we are doing software development, we look at such things which are called controlling units. So what we do, we check the accuracy of the data, and at the same time, what we do when we are controlling the data, we also secure the data that we create or the information of the client through the use of passwords and through the use of information that only the user, the specific user, will be able to give to the system in order to allow the access for the user to use the systems.
And lastly, the question is, what are you currently in need of and what is your ask and where is you want to go to? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my esteemed judge, for once again giving me a chance to further clarify my answer. At the forefront of our business right now, it is the operating software for our Android phone. Since I'm a software developer, I will need to hire an engineering expert who specializes in PCB, which are printed circuit boards, in order to help me to build the model of the phone so that I can put my software in it and I can further show it to investors who will be able to assist me to either produce the phones or to buy the software from us as a company.
Which is an innovative app designed to enhance the learning experience of TVET colleges and high school learners. It offers a wide range of interactive quizzes tailored to specific subjects. The key features of my app is to enroll in your subject of your choice, access a variety of quizzes for each subject, time quizzes to challenge your speed and accuracy, track your progress and see movement over time, and badges and achievement as we call them. The problem that I've identified is we get out of reading textbook, and textbook does not take student background knowledge into account. The consequences is we end up failing, and the funds and bursaries no longer fund us. My solution is to design this quiz to empower educators to create, interact, and engaging quizzes for students, which offers a fun and engaging way for students to learn, study, and quiz themselves. It can be adapted for any subject or course, making it versatile for teachers and students. My customer group is TVET colleges and high school. College offers students an
opportunity to test their knowledge, reinforce understanding, and new concept knowledge by gamifying the learning process. The app aims to increase students' motivation and participation. Business revenue can be different streams through app downloads and advertising partnership with educational institutions and data analytics. I got frequent questions from my fellow students saying, can I access college pop quiz in my mobile device? And yes, of course. Pop quiz is fully responsible and can be accessed on both mobile and desktop device. Others say, can I take quiz if I didn't perform well? Absolutely yes. You can retake quizzes as many times as you'd like to improve your understanding. What payment methods do you expect from premium subscriptions? We accept various payment methods, including credit and debit cards and popular digital wallets. Overall, our application is how quiz differentiates itself. It's completely different. It is a gamified approach, subject-specific courses, app accessibility, customization options, feedback and progress tracking, integration with educational standards, more engaging and personalized and effective learning experience. Welcome to my new app, which I've designed, where you can log on to Moodle using your username and password. Whenever you have passwords, you're able to choose your subject. Depending on the subject that you do, choose a topic, different topics that you want to learn using then you can come here and say welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the presentation. I know that you mentioned that most students get tired of reading and so forth. However, your app addresses the quiz part. I did not see any part where you talk about perhaps summary of the subject matters and so forth. Are you considering that?
My quiz, first of all, is for all students who are in high school and teenage colleges. So if you want to assess, you will go to institutions such as, let me make an example. We can come here to King Lisa and ask which topics are you having difficulty in, and they will say maybe NCV topics they have a problem, mathematics. We will give them quizzes submitted to students and they will be able to assess. Even high school grade 12, they struggle with mathematics, we'll assist them with mathematics depending on which subject they have difficulties in. Then we'll be able to put those topics. We first have to go to the institution and ask for which questions, which topics they have difficulties or subjects, then we'll be able to make quizzes for them so that they can play the games. Thank you.
That is clear. But now I want to understand what is your competitive advantage as compared to what is your competitive advantage as compared to your commerce graduate, since our offerings has quizzes?
My competitive advantage is it's unique first of all. There is no other game such as quizzes. So my competitive advantage is it is advantageous for students because they'll be able to access it using quizzes. Quizzes are easier, they will be having time which will be able to tell them when they are using it. If it ended at time, it will have 30 minutes time, and then if they exceed that 30 minutes, we'll be able to see the students struggling. But if they do not exceed, you will see that the child is not yet struggling. So it's completely unique from other competitors. So it might be advantageous because I'll be able to get more customers and I'll be able to get more people who will be able to pass. So I think it's more good and advantageous.
What's the revenue structure? How do you make money on that?
Revenue structure, I've already said it can be through advertisement.
We do bespoke image design, editing and printing, and melt those images into a candle. My grandmother died before I was born, so I didn't know her, but I heard a lot of stories about her. I was about to be homeless again, and I cried myself to sleep one night. That night, my grandmother came to me, and she said, "Stop crying, I am here to help you," while packing my clothes. The very next day, I got a phone call from someone that had a place available to rent. That house turned out to be the exact house my grandmother lived in when she was still alive. I believe that she saved me from homelessness. I cannot bring her back to say thank you, but I can light a candle with her face on in remembrance of her. So this is a normal candle, right? When you burn it, it melts. So how is my business different than any other candle businesses? Have you ever heard about the regenerative candle? A candle that melts into a mold to create a second candle that you can use once again. And I call that idea Revive. So my market analysis consists of churches, funeral parlors, hotels, my competitors buy candles, etc. My marketing I usually do on Facebook, WhatsApp, and then word of mouth. My cost per unit ranges from 6 Rand to 160 Rand depending on the size of the candle, and according to the South African Development Community, it's valued over 300 million in 2020 and projected to reach over 400 million in 2028. So my cost of production of 50 units of 15 centimeter candles, I can make 7,000 Rand. My expenses is around 4,700. My profit is just over 2,000 Rand. But my cost to manufacture, the same amount of units, the same size, I still make 7,000 Rand, but my expenses would be much less, and then my profit would be much higher, coming at 4,650 Rand. So between May and July, I made 9,800 Rand, and I sold 70 units. My expenses was about 5,000 Rand, and my profit came out 4,800 Rand. So my startup cost, the cost that I need to start my manufacturing business, I would need 40,000 Rand. So my 5-year plan is to manufacture our own wax candles. The biggest expense I have, and that is of purchasing of candles from an external source and automatically pushing up my profits. And I would love to introduce my reusable candle, that is, I call that Revive, and then I would love to also increase my online footprint. Thank you.
Use any fragrance on your candles, or it's just a waste?
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment because I'm not manufacturing. When I manufacture my candles, then I can add a fragrance.
So, why should I buy the candles from the ones that are already in the market?
Okay, so my candles are bespoke and it's very personal. You will never find an identical candle like this anywhere else. So if you go to Mr. Price now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Siamamkela Mabulu. I am the sole owner of Mabulu Holdings. Mabulu Holdings is an event equipment hiring business that hires out stretch tents, peg and pole tents, chairs, and depot equipment. The business has been registered since 2016, but officially started operating in 2022 September. We have employed 4 temporary workers that help us with assembling and de-assembling of the tents. I am from a small town called Kayanani in Spanish, but operate around the Osman as a whole. When I first started this business, I started my business with a capital input of 5,000. I used that 5,000 to buy 1 tent and 50 chairs. My target market are people hosting events such as funerals, birthday parties, and family gatherings, but also cater for businesses, event planners, and educational institutions. The business is also available on social media platforms, which are Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, and our very own website. Currently, the business is growing, and at the moment, I have 4 stretch tents, 1 peg and pole tent, 200 chairs, some depot equipment, and 1 press stove. Our current needs at the moment, we need space. We need space to store all our equipment. We need a trailer because I use a buggy, and my buggy is not big enough for my equipment, so a trailer will assist us. Our clients demand us to have waterproof tent of different colors, and I don't have them, so one of my current needs is a waterproof tent. In the next 3 to 5 years, I foresee my business growing, having its own big warehouse space, and I also want to manufacture my very own biodegradable tents that are eco-friendly. With this cash injection, I will use this money to buy the equipment that I need, which will also help the business grow, create more jobs, and I also want to cater for big events such as Muelekai. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
The children's statement for you to come up
Thank you so much, Stella. Perhaps if you can educate us on how are you going to generate revenue or on how do you make money out of this business?
So, almost every event is events such as funerals. So, I get clients almost every month, but as one month I get 3 clients, which means that I make 3,500 per month. So, getting clients will help my business. Getting clients will help my business. And to grow this business, I need to get more equipment such as water filtering, because the clients require water filtering. So that if I get the water filtering or the equipment that the clients require me to have, then that means that the business is going to grow. So with the cash injection of getting the money that I need to buy the equipment will help the business grow.
So how much is it to rent a tent and perhaps maybe 20 chairs?
1 chair is 700, a tent is 650, and a bag of gold is 800.
My name is Mohammed Masuri from KSD Tibet College. I'm here to present my business. The name of the business is Morning Outcome Happy Cakes. Okay. Firstly, I would like to define the problem that I identified. The problem that I identified in the campus is that we're experiencing load shedding. So students and lecturers use schedule in the morning to understand that they can't make themselves breakfast. And some students don't have, and some students don't have, some students are not able to carry lunch from home due to financial background. So my affordable prices will be in advantage to the less fortunate. Each and every problem has consequences. However, in this case, there's nothing the places can do with an extra. Lecturers and the students become less productive and lazy to do anything. Out of 250 students, I'm selling 65% of them. I decided to sell most ones in muffins and sell them in the morning at school. I am selling scones for those who prepare baked goods and those who find comfort in baked goods, and for those who eat them fast due to short shipping. The scones and muffins are of different flavors. I'm trying to accommodate almost everyone based on their preferences. I know some people prefer scones and muffins with no or less sugar. I always make sure I get full of scones and muffins with less sugar. By selling scones, I am competing hard. The business won't harm society in terms of personal hygiene, since the equipment used is new and risk combined. I will assist to enhance skills for people of my society. There will be youth employment, given a chance in terms of funding. To extend my business, I will create more jobs, but now I'm struggling to train and supply more people so they can make their own profit. And I firmly believe that in the near future they will be able to start their own business from what they have learned from my business. Each muffin costs $3. A day I make plus minus 300, depends on how busy the day is. A month I make plus minus 3,000. I take 1,200 to pay the rent and take 2,000 for stocking, then I save 5,800. That was a presentation from Modern Aftermath Gates. This is huge, this is bigger than us.
And then once again on the hygiene issue and the social impact in terms of the effectiveness of equipment, you just mentioned that the equipment is and you are supervised. So please confirm that.
Okay.
Last line. And then in terms of the leftovers after a case is passed by, if you have experience, what do you do with them?
as I said, my equipment is new and well supervised. There is a friend of mine who is helping me to sterilize the equipment. That is why it is well supervised. When there are leftovers, I give them to the people on the street, to my society, to those who don't afford them. So, yes.
What are you requesting for?
The only thing that I'm requesting for them is funding that will assist me to extend my business so that I will create more jobs.
How do you intend to expand the business? How do you intend to expand the business?
I am going to buy more equipment and I am going to buy more equipment so that I will be able to hire more people and train them. When I train them, they will be able to start their own business.
And what is the current demand for the product that you are offering?
The current demand, the only thing that I really need right now, it is the oven, and it should be a gas oven.
We are realizing that dream. So we need to keep that up. And also, combined to that, we are implementing now or trying now to reach on the maturity model that we are initiated and that was launched by the minister last year. What do we mean by the maturity model? We need to look at us holistically. Whatever that we are doing, we must not look here where we are. We must look beyond the horizon. The sky is the limit, and we are the most important, I think, the future of our nation as South Africa. Because if we are not investing enough on Tibet, we have to now and again have to import the skills that are needed. The technicians are amongst ourselves, so we need to really reach that dream and not only be seen and be notorious when we demand NSFAS allowances. We need to make a mark. It's a pity that we couldn't have media here because we are known as people who are always rebelling against our institutions because of NSFAS bursaries. We need to really raise this flag to say, as Tibet, we can also give confidence to the nation to say this is where, for the parent who is sitting at home, to say we can send our child in the Tibet space because I can see what is happening in the Tibet space. Kaya isibane sethu nasisibeke entabeni sizokwazi ubana sikhanyisele ilizwe as-Tibet. We are the future. And I'm also interested officials to tell us and to give a report to say all those students that we started with in this competition, to track them, and we must know where they are. And in marketing units in our colleges, we need to really profile this. This is our legacy. So we cannot let it go like that. So we need to really have a rich history of our history in the Tibet sector. And also, I would like to really invite. It's a pity that some of the sitters are not here, and then whereby we would like to collaborate with them. But it's something that is a homework that we need to discuss in another level. And another thing, there was something that touched me. One of the presenters who really mentioned the fact that they are also helping the disability students, I think it was children with disabilities. There is another aspect that we don't want to forget. Yes, it's not that we are really discriminating against them, but it's something that in our societies is not yet there because we're feeling sorry of them. We think that they cannot have their own business and run their own business. So that issue of disability, next year, I would like to see students with disabilities participating in the entrepreneurship competition next year. please, because that is a government agenda. So we cannot leave them out. If they are not with us now, where they are, so we need to come and get them here. So we need all those people here amongst ourselves. And what I can also highlight of my observation, summarily, is the uniqueness of the businesses. And it was an eye-opener for us. For me, when I was sitting there, I was like, we are underestimating the potential of our students. I don't think we are doing enough as officials and managers to give our students a space whereby they are going to think out of the box, because the innovation that I have seen here is tremendous. So keep it up, the good work. And it is like, for instance, take this opportunity as that program, but what do we call that when they are committing themselves? Idols. Take this is an opportunity for idols, because that is where you are going to be identified and acknowledged, and you don't know what tomorrow is seeing for. That is why you need to be advertised, so that one day one of the sponsors can say, I want a student I want to do business, and I want to sponsor students from the TVET space, from the Eastern Cape, more importantly. As we will be going to the national competition, I would like to say to you, my dear students, please keep it up. And whatever questions that have been raised by the judges here in front of us, please take that into cognizance, because it is a way of developing and sharpening and making better your presentation, so that you can stand out in the national competition. We do want to take the first prize as the Eastern Cape. Lastly, to my dearest judges, thank you so much for the work that you have done. And I am here sitting watching you. There was no intimidation whatsoever to our students. I don't think after this session we are going to get the reports that the judges were unfair and so on. But from my observation, I have not seen that. Thank you so much, judges, and for motivating our students. Keep it up. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, all of you participants and the colleges for preparing the participants. I think, as my colleague Virginia said, entrepreneurship is a very difficult journey for anyone who partakes in it. It's particularly difficult in South Africa because of the context of our socio-economic dynamics. And as we said there, Judge, notwithstanding what Mama has just said, some may have maybe thought our comments or our questions were on the harsh side of things, as opposed to being fair in your eyes. But we've got to remember, what is the objective of the competition? The objective of the competition, yes, there must be a winner, that must be to finals nationally. But the objective really is to create support entrepreneurs. So what South Africa faces a challenge. The Eastern Cape is even worse off, where more than 50% of young people who are eligible to work who are out of work. Let that sink in. That means 5 out of every 10 young people who want to work, are able to work, and are fit to work, and are looking for work, are not working. So entrepreneurship takes on a very different shape in South Africa. It takes on a very different shape in the Eastern Cape. So we have to be tough about supporting entrepreneurs and supporting the work of those who are trying to support entrepreneurs like yourselves. So the guidelines are very important that were set by the competition, let's call them competition owners, for lack of a better word. Those guidelines are meant to be a funnel to get the best out of the best, not the best out of the West. It serves no one to send people to a competition if they are not there. And it serves no one to send somebody to a competition because you have to make a submission. So we were trying to do that part of saying, let's get the best out of this crop, out of this cream that is here, based on the guidelines. So I want to congratulate all those who followed the guidelines. But in addition to those guidelines, take the pointers from the judges. Because the very history of a competition of this nature comes from the concept of an elevator pitch, where as an entrepreneur you have an idea, you have a business that needs some kind of funding support or whatever the case may be, and you meet this person that can help you, and you only have 90 seconds to talk to this person and to make your point across to this person. So for you to sell yourself and to sell your business, you only have 90 seconds. So the 3 minutes that you are given, it's not trying to be harsh on you, it's trying to prepare you for the real world out there of entrepreneurship. And when you meet this person, you are able to sell the business, you are able to sell yourself, you know all of these things about your business at a heartbeat. So I was particularly impressed by those who presented how to implement their presentations, because it means they know their businesses. As much as I made comments that it would have been nice to see visuals, by visuals I don't mean go and read your presentation, but present to us and show us something to assist us to see what you already know. Remember, when you meet that investor, they don't know anything about you, they don't know anything about your business. It's up to you to paint that picture in their mind in 90 seconds ready. So that when they go home and they think about their need, what resonates is that vibrant young person who had that brilliant idea that they can put money into. To the lecturers and to the colleges generally, once again, without repeating myself, it's an imperative for us in the Eastern Cape to do all that we can to prepare people that are going to have businesses that are going to be robust and businesses that are going to be sustainable. Remember, colleagues, the scorecard for business is, does this business provide and produce a cash flow, and is it sustainable? Never mind profits and all of those nice things. Those things are nice to have. If it is not producing cash flows, it will not be sustainable. That's why you find major companies buying businesses that are making losses. Not that they're producing cash flows, they know what they're going to do with them. So the scorecard is, does your business make money? Does your business generate cash? Because as they used to say, when I was in school, many years ago, our lecturers used to say, cash is king. If your business is not producing cash, you may as well run your business. So with those words, take the pointer from the judges. Congratulations to the winners. Go and represent the Eastern Cape very well. And to those who have not won today, we were told earlier you are winners. You are already on the journey. You have ideas, you have businesses that you are running. Knock on the doors of organizations such as CWN, ITA, ITC, CTCs, so that you can get the assistance. Once you complete your certificates and your qualifications, don't go and sit at home and wait for employment to come. Go and create employment. Thank you very much.
There were two contestants here representing the Eastern Cape on the 1st of September also. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mandiha. And representing the Eastern Cape, listen, I was checking if you're listening. Right, so in this category, representing the Eastern Cape, ladies and gentlemen, your hands together, please, for Victoria. Please put your hands together for Sangelo.